Hey babe, I said yesterday we wanted to introduce you, but then we never actually did. You want to say something? Say good morning or so? No? Is it too early? She's usually not that talkative in the morning.
Kids, I've been looking for them all my life.
Kinda seems like the down the stairs thing is becoming an opening sequence for those videos. Anyway, let's get going for today. So, after the long travel day yesterday, we are here in Linköping. Feels very good to be back in Sweden. It's kind of become my second home now. And we're on the way down to the city now to go and pick up my girlfriend. She should be done from work in like an hour or so. So let's go and meet up with her. But what I want to talk about in today's video is why I actually decided to become a freelancer and work for myself. And as I said yesterday, also to explain why it's actually this 9th of October that I'm starting this. You'll find that out pretty easily.
I never knew we could feel this.
But for you to understand all this, I feel like I need to give you a little bit of context and tell you what I actually did before doing this video thing.
And since I afterwards realized I forgot to mention a few things, editing flow will magically fill in all the other info that I forgot to say on camera.
So in the last few years I've been working on a few different things. I did study at a university in Germany and finished my master's degree at the beginning of this year. And during that time I also worked as an intern in a consulting company. After I quit that, together with a few colleagues of mine, I actually co-founded a startup company that we were running for 1.5 years, but that eventually never really took off. And what I realized during all of those things was that none of that really felt like it was the right thing for me. In most of those things I actually did quite well, but what I came to realize in almost all of those situations that I simply didn't care about the things that we were working on. And that actually led me to realize that I simply feel way too young to settle down for something that I don't really want to be working on in the end.
And just do it for getting a solid income.
So I was thinking very long and hard about what it was that I really wanted to do. And the thing I was most passionate about at that time was making videos. And that sort of became a more intensive thing. I started spending more and more time on the computer editing videos, using the camera and filming. And then one thing led to another. My studies were over and I stopped working at the startup company and decided to go all in on this and work for nobody else but just for myself. Be my own boss. And as I told you yesterday already, those last few months that I've been doing that have at times actually been quite difficult. But that's also been like one of the times in my life with the most freedom. And at least for the up and coming time, I know that I want to do exactly this. And even though not making a lot of money and barely scraping by at the moment, which I think is normal when you're starting out with something, I realized that I want to work for myself on something that I truly care about. And that at the moment for me is making videos. Especially meeting up with people such as Kara and Nate really showed me that if you give full gas and really dedicate yourself to something, you can actually do it, and it's quite possible. Especially in a time like now where with the internet and social media we have probably the best opportunities there have ever been to start something for yourself.
I hope you don't want someone
And I know of course that it's gonna take a whole lot of time and dedication and it's not gonna come overnight, but what actually ever does, right? Seeing other people who have actually achieved what I really at the moment would like to achieve for myself simply gives me the confidence that
it's worth taking a shot at it. And by that I don't mean the half-assed efforts we sometimes do so that it looks like we're trying from the outside, but more like the real full gas trying where you can honestly say to yourself afterwards that you gave it all you had.
But now let's go and meet up with my girlfriend. I actually think I'm already a little bit late on time. She's probably gonna be waiting. Oh yeah, I can see her already. She's smiling at me for me looking all ridiculous holding the camera in front of my face. She's still a bit shy, but I'm not gonna lie. It's still also for me still a bit weird to film yourself in public. I mean, especially if you could see what I'm seeing right now, I'm gonna show you a picture probably.
Yeah, this is actually how it looks like. This is also, by the way, the moment where I shamelessly plug my Instagram and let you know that you can follow me there for more updates. That was pretty smooth, right?
This sort of rig that I'm walking around, it's quite intimidating actually if you hold it in front of yourself. But I guess it's just a matter of time until you get used to that. Always delete it.
Yeah, but what I mean is like this. We're so close.
No, this one we're actually far away. With the Samsung we would have been like this.
I had lost my groove.
And so to continue where I left off earlier, I believe that whatever it is that you or me try to want to do and actually want to go for, there's no time to wait and there's no better time than to do it now. If you actually put in the effort and fully dedicate yourself to it, chances that it's gonna work are actually much higher than you think they would.
Or at least I hope so.
For me personally, am I sure that this is gonna work? No, of course not. I haven't built anything for myself before, so I definitely cannot say with certainty that this is gonna work, but I personally, for me, have decided that it's worth a try, and that's exactly what we're gonna do here.
So starting today, the 9th of October, we're going on a 1-year challenge to turn this into a successful one-man business.
I feel like hurt.
Say that again.
Why 1 year, you might ask? Well, because I feel like that's just the minimum amount of time to really see if things develop in the right direction, but it's still long enough to keep you going through difficult times that might make me feel like quitting. And why today? Well, guess what? It's my 28th birthday.
That looks like that's gonna be the shoes.
Surprise.
Ah! It's shoes. Yeah! I wanted them very badly because the ones that I'm wearing are like 6 years old. They're so soft and nice. We're gonna try. Ooh, nice. Yeah, let's go bake, but first, let's eat some candy. And now we can go bake, because it's time for a birthday cake. And she's probably the best baker I've ever seen. How long is it gonna take for the cake? Like an hour? Hour and a half, 2? So until then I can only eat candy.
So turn it up, don't ever stop. It's how you do the things you do, and I don't mind. Just take your time. I'll let you do the things you do.
Yeah!
How does it feel to be a YouTube star?
Well, if it's a 200,000, then we can start calling ourselves YouTubers. But until then, we're just hobby filmers.
Be calling out for more, yeah. Ooh, all the things you do.
How much longer? How much longer? Tell me, when can I eat it? I'm terribly impatient when it comes to eating.
It's how you do.
You need to go as far away as you can possibly do with the arm so that you don't go all the way in your face.
But I'm short and I don't have.
But we can do this bit.
That works.
Do you want to try?
But can I go walk like this?
As long as you don't drop it.
This light's working.
What's up, everyone?
What's up?
It would make sense probably if you hold it straight.
I can't, it's so heavy!
Can I ask you a question now, or you just want to say something? Do you want to introduce yourself?
How do you do this?
I don't know.
This is so weird because I'm like Candace. I'm boring.
Do you see yourself in the reflection?
No.
It's very good. Best birthday cake.
What's your face?
Well, not even true.
But I guess that's enough for today's episode. In the next video, I want to tell you a little bit more about what kind of videos I'm planning to make here. So, see you on the next one?
This is awkward. This is super awkward.
So I'd be excited if you tune in again. Until next time.
Ah, the cake! No! Sorry, you will get a dry cake. Your camera is distracting me.